We have one that we worked with someone that said the hashtag Free Marcus Garvey. You can go to freemarcusgarvey.com as well for more information on that. So a lot of people are out there fighting for this.
All right, any last, okay, question there, and I'll come here. Yep.
I'm also a Jamaican, St. James Parish, Irwin, an anthropologist and a daughter of a Rastafarian. So I'm very much familiar with Marcus Garvey, as this was something that was integral to my growing up as a child. One thing I know for sure, because I've been raised around a lot of Bobo Ashanti, and I felt like we kind of tap danced at certain parts, and it felt like sometimes in order to make information more acceptable, we don't always want to say what it really was. And we got to be real, that this is a movement that was very pro-black. Just like David Duke stood up and said, hey, I'm not a racist, I just love white people. Marcus Garvey was saying the same thing. I'm not a racist, I just love black people. But he also said he was very against race mixing. So it kind of felt like we tap danced around that a little bit. That he was a segregationist.
Yeah, and I'll answer that for one thing. Like I said, this is a template. And it's hard not to we tap danced around a lot of things, if you notice. We had to. That was 85 minutes. We could do a 3-hour documentary and get more into certain things. Since we've done this is a template. Will there be a follow-up? We don't know, but Shaka has announced last night they're also doing something. So they may delve into some of those areas. But on 85 minutes, believe me, when we finished filming, that documentary was 2.5 hours. It edited down to 85 minutes from start to finish, which means there's a lot that got cut out. I had a fight with Roy because I didn't want to keep David Duke in there. I didn't want him in there. I just thought he shouldn't get a platform. But the thing is you need to hear what they say and why. And because people always bring up, but Garvey went to the KKK, we had to clear that up. And this is the reason why he said he went there. Since most of the people support you, I'm gonna come to the source and talk to you. So that's why he did it. It's not that he agreed with them.
All right, last.
I think it was done in an excellent way, and I applaud you, and I'm grateful that it's going to be in the universities. But as a 76-year-old, how are you going to follow that show with the information or the inspiration that Garvey had to keep going? Because for me, it was kind of a downer in terms of he had so much charisma, he had so much influence. He touched the heart of the people and organized them, but yet they smashed. You know, they kept him, and our presidents today are still afraid to associate themselves with him. So how do you inspire the next Garvey, to try? Because we live and die with these one leaders. And when they're gone, it just seems to dissipate. So how do we, keep going?
You just said something that was important and key. It didn't die with Garvey. That's what's amazing about this movement. We had to show just his life and his legacy. So we had to take you down that road with him. Imagine the time that he lived in, the obstacles, right? And back in those days, we had a little power to do certain things, and they blocked him, and he still survived. Remember, when I die, wrap me in the red, the black, and the green. Do you see that color all over the world? He didn't die with him. And to answer your other question, how do we get it out there to make sure it's accessible? That's where you come in. That's where our community comes in. Because without your help, we can't distribute it. We can't get it to the folks that don't have internet, right? Because there's still people without internet. So how do we get them into this conversation to let them know that we still see them, we still hear them, and we're still fighting for them? So as a community, this is where we need your help.
Yes.
I'm
To the mic a little bit.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm a Tuskegee grad, and I know that Booker T and W.E. Du Bois had different philosophies. So what made W.E. Du Bois change his philosophy